Scorpio, this is your June 2023 Lenormand reading, and let's begin. So there's something kind of spooky about this reading, but it wouldn't be a Scorpio reading without it being a little spooky, I don't think, right? You guys are great. Okay, so I don't even have the moon card, but when I was shuffling, it fell out, but there was a ton of cards with it, so I just didn't take it. And I should have, but I didn't take it. So, but then I throw this down and I'm getting kind of similar, kind of spooky, ghostly kind of vibes again. And so there's like some piece of evidence. I feel like it's evidence. Little notes, little unforeseen communications. And there's like spiritual. I feel like the mountain is like what's spiritual versus what is concrete. There is something about spiritual versus the physical realm, the tangible realm. So there's like that kind of duality there. And then we have this woman's writing. This woman's communicating. Now, it doesn't have to be writing. It could just be communication. Now, I prefer the birds, but I'll take the letter, whatever. With the stork next to the letter, it's higher communication. It's elevated communication. It's coming from a different place. This is also about spiritual progression and communication about that, or writing or reading something about that. There is this like unforeseen upward movement that is being blocked from view. There's something being revealed, but you're only getting a it's like a shadow, right? When the light hits the shadow, there's something produced by that light, but deferring. It's a deference of between the two things. It's what you can hold with your hands and see with your eyes. I feel like this is about the senses. You can touch a clover on the ground, you can see it, you can smell it. There's something here about an elevation of the senses or an elevation of spirit. And there's also, because it is igniting it. This can literally be the ghost of the physical manifestation of a ghost woman. And some of you might be like, this is so whoa. Well, I'm a witch, honey. What do you, what do you want? There's just something here about someone floating in midair that's ghastly. A visitation. A spiritual visitation. In a ghastly form. You can't really see through it. You can't really see it, but it's there. This could be about evidence, about documentation about this sort of thing. This could be a documentary about this sort of thing. With the sun here. This woman could have witnessed this. She could have seen this. Whatever this is, a phenomena of some sort. She could be telling you this, or she could be talking about this on a television show. We might be making some scientific understandings or discoveries of, or progress is what I should say, scientific progress on spiritual research in some sort of field, whether you take it in a quantum science type of way or you take it into the woo-woo, you know, Cupids and devils sort of thing. But there's some kind of progress here. This is also a spiritual awakening as well. Somebody having a spiritual, being spiritually progressed to the next level. An unforeseen visitation that stops you dead in your tracks. A woman sees some sort of cloudy mass of some kind or some sort of muddled, it could be a light, an orb as well. You might expose or get exposed, some photos exposed. Is that what it's? Exposure? Exposed? Whatever it is, it's all coming out. It's all out in the light, you know? You see something something catches your eye in a photo. Something is revealed in a photo. Something spiritual is revealed in a photo. I also have had this combination before. I've had the stork and the clouds together before. Now, this was a funny story. So I was working in a restaurant in the kitchen, and it was my first few weeks there. And I had put in something in the oven but not patted down the seasoning on top of it. And we had multiple different things in the oven. And the oven fan in those ovens blew all of my seasonings on what I had done all over somebody else's stuff. And it wasn't savory. It was like supposed to be sweet, but her stuff got plastered with all my herbs. And this, I had pulled these cards at the beginning of the day before work. And so I always take it as like a kicking up of dust, like the wind blowing a bunch of dust in your face, you know? It's just like something that puffs up in the air and goes into the atmosphere, you know? And it's a woman that does this. So it's either her making a mess, and God only knows what's the mess about. The mess is about something going up in the air, unforeseen or lucky, or it's very fortunate that she's seen this up in the air, this progress, this. So it could mean a few things, right? But I just feel like there's something here to this. This is documented, you know. There's writings about this, whatever this is. This is also reading some difficult writing by somebody who was ill or depressed. This is also making progress over a woman making progress over a mental health issue. This also could be a sacrifice that's been revealed, that somebody's made, that's been proven in documentation, or some suffering even. Somebody had mountains on their back and still was able to keep their faith. And I feel like there was some serious sadness going on, or some serious struggles going on with somebody, and that's being revealed. Maybe they finally make progress. There's something here about progress. A woman that's visited by somebody who has some documentation for her. Documentation that's difficult or depressing, documentation that's from a distance, that could be kind of sad or melancholic in some kind of way. This is also somebody who's visiting from the clergy to clear up something. There's something being cleared up, or trying to be cleared up. There's a light being shown on something to clear it out. So this is also, could be, I think of like the sun being shined on a dark cloudy day, like kind of like a casting light on something, driving the darkness away, driving the sadness away. An unforeseen visit from somebody far away could happen. A surprise visitor from a foreign land, even. This woman, if this is a woman that's talking about here, has long legs. She may be have green eyes, or be of Irish descent, Celtic descent. She is ample. She's full figured in some ways. She has a kind of daunting look on her face, maybe. She looks confused quite a bit of the time. You might need to take an unforeseen flight to a distance because of something that's been discovered or something that's been realized. There might be a challenge or a difficulty with a flight as well that was unforeseen. So just prepare yourself for that. Moving mountains. There's something extremely fortunate that happens. There's like a little miracle that helps you to move through struggles that you never thought you could. I do see this woman still trying to get real, get vulnerable, and expose how confused she feels, how much she's struggling. So there is some sort of spiritual struggle here, or spiritual confusion here. Um, the sacrifice that is fortunate for the woman, a sacrifice that's fortunate for the woman, or a burden that's fortunate. I don't know about any burden being fortunate, but and it's like a backhanded compliment. A backhanded compliment. Where is this? Okay. Backhanded compliments aside, there is some sort of unforeseen visitation from a distance or at a distance. It could be a foreigner. This could be news from a foreign place, or a postcard from somewhere pretty far that you didn't think you were going to get. It could be a previous lover who lives out in the mountain area or the country. There is some sort of a woman might be having a baby and she's confused or worried about it. Yeah, she could be having a baby. She could have news that she's some sort of documentation that she's having a baby, burdened by a baby. Okay. Something about this here. And then there's this, not sure if she wants it to stay. Mountain's about staying, has staying power, right? Confused about the staying of this baby. Realizing that she's conflicted. She's conflicted about this. There's something positive here, though. There's a progression. The progression is positive. It's saying that she doesn't feel that way. Maybe spirituality doesn't recognize this, or if this is her religion. This is also about like faith that refuses to see women and or doesn't see. It's like unrecognized or doesn't recognize women. There's some sort of progress being made with news. There's some progress being made for women on the news. Exposing some sort of bill of some kind, or bringing light to some sort of bill as being something is being brought back up, or there's something new that's maybe coming into play here. Something that is written that's to move mountains, or to have staying power in times of unsurety. And this could be about women who are unsure about wanting to have a baby. That's all I'm going to say about that one. This is also a lotto ticket. I have the letter knighting the four-leaf clover, the clover, and also knighting the clouds. So maybe you forgot about a ticket in your car or something? You're like, where did this come from? And then you scratch it and it's a winner? I don't have like a bunch of big time money or anything showing up here, so I wouldn't get your hopes up, but it might just be a winner, like $5, $10. Excuse me. Your spirit shines through your writing. Your personality, who you are at a core level, shines through during when you write. You might be somebody who spiritually coaches people or uplifts them, like chicken soup for the soul type writing, feel good writing. That could be something that you do. A burden of depression. Some people, I don't know if it's Virginia Woolf that was the writer that, yeah, Virginia Woolf. She was super depressed, right? A lot of writers are super depressed. A lot of people who are really talented have some serious health issues, mental health issues and stuff, right? We all go through suffering so that we see the beauty in life even in a more extreme way. So, I feel like there's something about that coming in play. You might be reading about somebody who was somebody of history, a historical figure, a historical writer of some sorts, that she struggled, or they struggled, But there's something here about something going poof, like something going up in smoke, something. There is something here, Scorpio, about the sun chasing the clouds away. I feel like something gets better, or starts to get better. If you have been depressed, there's an elevation of spirit here. There's having faith that things can get better. You might have some news that comes in the mail that makes you feel lucky in some kind of way, or gives you clears things up for you, makes things a little easier. Could be an invitation to a baby shower of some kind, or some news from somebody about having a friend having a baby, or all right, Scorpio, I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I will see you in July. Take care.